New Year book, brand new media guide.
With drinks ready, a nice evening sun, and a good view of the field, everything was ready for a classic night of Major League Baseball at Wrigley Field. Before the start of the two-day NATO summit in Chicago, the evening's events and the crosstown match between the Chicago Cubs and the White Sox were dedicated to all those who have taken part in NATO operations, like the ISAF mission in Afghanistan.
Well, I feel that is great. I believe that we all are pouring our hearts out. We're doing the very best that we can to keep our soldiers more motivated, highly connected with one another, and we're very supportive of our soldiers. No matter what cause, we're very supportive for the soldiers over there.
I think it's great when pro sports teams honor our men and women of the military. It helps us keep in perspective that there's other things in the world, and our men and women of the armed services are putting their life on the line every day.
The guest of honor was the commander of ISAF in Afghanistan, General John Allen, who's in town to discuss the future of Afghanistan with NATO and partner nations.
Well, we think this will be a very important summit. This is the summit where we'll talk about what's been accomplished to date, but it'll also be a summit where we talk about what we'll do with NATO during this period of time to be known as the decade of transformation, the period of time after 2014. And that's critical. We want to make sure that the Afghan National Security Forces that we've worked so hard to produce and to build is supported properly by the international community in general, but NATO and ISAF in particular in the period of time after 2014.
The crowd welcomed several NATO dignitaries, and General Allen started the game by throwing out the first ceremonial pitch.
Well, it's quite an experience. You have the crowd cheering. As I walked up onto the mound, they began to play the Marines' hymn, so there was no pressure. And the last words in my ears as I was walking out of my house was, "Don't put it in the dirt." So I think we did okay tonight.
And although the Chicago Cubs lost this game, at least Chicago won. I'm Karsten Reniers, reporting for the NATO channel from Chicago.